and welcome to Be the Healers YouTube channel. So, this YouTube channel is really for me and my baby and my family. There's so many things on YouTube that I look for, but I haven't been able to see, and so I'm like, I might as well just put it out there myself since I'm going to be going through it and, just being guidance for anybody that needs it, inspiration for anybody that needs it. So, like I said, I'm B, the healer, and I am 27. Today is April 17th, I think. I'm pregnant. I am 7 weeks pregnant. It's still crazy to say. This is my first pregnancy. Throughout this pregnancy, I just, of course, want to be happy and healthy. I'm very spiritual. I'm very into meditating, crystals, astrology, like communing with my ancestors, giving offerings to my ancestors. I want to have a water birth. Well, I am going to have a water birth at home, and I am going to have a lotus birth. I'm not exactly sure what herbs I'm going to use. I'm not exactly sure if I'm going to have a midwife and a doula or if I'm going to have it unassisted. I do know that I'm going to have my family here, like the women in my family. So my mother, my sister, my grandmother, my husband, my husband's mother, and then his sister. And everyone except one has children, if not multiple children. And so I feel like, we can do it ourselves. I don't feel like we should have to be going to the hospital to have babies. We've been having babies all this time, and I feel like the hospital is for high risk pregnancies, which I am not. This is my first pregnancy. Like I said, I'm only 7 weeks, but I haven't had any issues yet. No type of spotting, bleeding, no cramps. Nothing out of the ordinary so far. So as of right now, I am considered a low risk pregnancy. So I would just like to talk about those type of things. I'm into tarot, like I said, astrology. I read into my astrology every single day and correlate the things that are going on with my life. I believe that every single thing, whether it's the sun, the moon, the grass, the butterflies in the air, the stars up in the sky, has meaning and significance in our life, and we aren't any better than those things just because we think we're more intelligent. We're not any better than those things. So those are the type of things that I would like to talk about. At the same time, I'm going through my pregnancy. I'm about to have a baby. So to start off with, of course, I'm gonna burn a little sage. This sage is homegrown from my mother, so it has that much more meaning to me, and I just love the way that it smells. And also, I'm gonna pull a tarot card. This is from the deck Spirit Song Tarot. And I think it's such a cute deck because it has all these animals in there. I love it. So I'm just going to pick a card to start off with. I'm still learning tarot. I am not fluent whatsoever. So I got creative force and confidence, and I feel like that's really perfect for what I'm doing right now, starting something new, being confident, being creativity, because I haven't seen anything like this. I've been searching YouTube for women who are pregnant or on a spiritual journey at the same time, trying to do better by themselves and their family, and I just haven't really seen someone that resonates with me. So hopefully I resonate with y'all. So yeah. I think to start out my channel, I want to talk about what I like, the healing that I have gone through so far, the things that I have done throughout my life that has brought me to this point, and the lessons that I've learned. So, at some point, I'm going to talk about each individual person in my life that has brought me healing intentionally or unintentionally. And yeah, I'm going to start with me. Of course, I'm going to start with me. So, um, I've always been like, I always felt like a black sheep. Like, I always felt like I didn't fit in. I was always like super sensitive when it came to like my family. My family used to call me a crybaby. Oh, like you can say anything to Bria and she'll just start crying, this, that, and the other. And I felt like having that growing up really made me like resent my sensitivity and the connectedness that I had with nature and my emotions and the emotions of people around me. I'm very empathetic, and throughout my life I've had to like, put that aside and just try not to be so sensitive, try not to cry so much, try not to feel so much, try not to love so much. And throughout my life, I've noticed that that doesn't help, that doesn't get me anywhere. It actually only stifles me. And so I just decided that instead of changing myself to be less sensitive or to show less emotion, then I'd rather just be around people who accept me for my, emotional self. And that has worked a lot better. I'm married. We've been married almost 2 years. Actually, in a month it'll be 2 years. We've been together for almost 5 years, and I could just literally cry. I feel like I could cry literally right now. I could cry just with how happy I am in my relationship and how supportive he is. He knows like I can just be so emotional. Like literally, if I watch a TV show all the way through and I'm like into the TV show, I'm gonna cry. Like I'm crying right now, and I'm like, what? I'm just literally thinking about how like beautiful we are as a couple in our relationship and our friendship, and I just feel so blessed. And so look, I'm just crying. Like that's just what it does. And I couldn't have chosen a better partner. Like literally, I could not. Yeah. So I am the youngest, 27 years old, of 8 children, and we range from 12 years apart, and I feel like that has been so beautiful to watch 8 different people before me, really so many more, because I have my 2 parents, I have my 2 step parents, and my grandparents, things like that. So I've been able to watch so many people before me and learn so many valuable lessons without actually having to go through it. And I really feel like that just made me the person that I am today. I know a lot of people like to blame the people in their lives for the downfalls or for what they're not, or if you did this or you did that. But to me, it's like, even if you are not who I want to be, that's a lesson in itself. That's for me, telling me that's not what I want to be, or that is what I want to be, or maybe I want to be like that, but I just want to tweak it a little bit. And so I think it's really important to have that type of things in your life instead of just, oh, positivity, positivity, 24/7 positivity. I mean, that's not realistic. And really, what do you learn from 24/7 positivity? Like, I think it was like Janae Aiko was like, if everything is dipping gold, then it will never grow. And and I love the downfalls just as much as I love the come ups, because, it just makes it that much better. Um, I so I graduated high school in 2012. I was not spiritual whatsoever. I actually was raised Christian. We grew up in a household where we didn't really get to ask questions about our religion and why we practice what we practice. It was just, you go because I go because my dad went, and so forth and so on. And I never really agreed with that, but I was a very people pleaser, especially to my parents. Of course, I want them to be proud of me, so I'm just doing what they want me to do. Really more so my dad, and I just went along with it. After I went to college for 1 semester. It was way expensive because I went to college, like a university, instead of a 2 year college, and it was way too expensive, so I got out. I was out for maybe like a year and a half or so, and then I joined the military. Actually, it was more like 3 years. So yeah, and then I joined the military. That was crazy. I wouldn't recommend it for anybody. That was such an emotional roller coaster. I feel like that was the most like traumatic time of my life, and it just wasn't like settling for me. Like at no point did I feel like this is where I should be, or this is where I want to continue to see myself, even after I got promotions and I went to different places, and I visited a lot of places like overseas, lived in many different states, met so many great people that I still talk to today. So like those things are wonderful, but the organization of the Navy, the institution of the Navy, just was not it wasn't for me whatsoever. And I know a lot of people who are in it and they love it, so if that's you, kudos to you. But for me, it really just drained me. It really just made me to be somebody that I didn't want to be. I drank way too much. I didn't feel healthy. I didn't feel comfortable in my skin with my weight. My acne was really, really bad. I was always breaking out. I hadn't broken out since I got out of the military. I hadn't broken out. I hadn't like been super overweight, like uncomfortable, like I've gained a little COVID weight or whatever, but that's just because I'm comfortable, but not in like a stressful way, the way that I was in the military. I don't really feel like they care about you personally. I mean, with any job, really, you're just another number. But with the Navy, you sign a 4-year contract and you're getting paid good. And, they provide you housing, they provide you a food allowance. If you live out in town, they provide you a housing allowance. Like I said, you meet so many wonderful people and everybody kind of, making the same money. We're able to do the same things. We're consistently getting paid. So those are the type of things that keep you in. And so when I got out, I didn't know if I was ready, but really it was like the best thing that ever happened to me because I just didn't feel aligned with it. After that, my quality of life had improved. I had met my husband in the military, and that was great for us to be able to travel so many places together and just have those experiences together. And that really built our relationship because he's out on deployments and just being away, and our relationship was able to build long distance, as well as being together, living together. When I got out, we moved in together, and I think within a couple of months, no, actually right before I got out, he proposed, and he got orders, which is where we are now, to Illinois. And I don't like it, but it's just like another place. It's just another experience. Like, I wouldn't live here, of course, but it's nice to be able to say that I have lived here, that I have experienced this place. In January of 2019, that's when I got out of the military, and that's when I started my business, More Natural. So as you can see, I have so many herbs behind me, essential oil blends. We make soap, we make body butter, we make bath salts, hair oils and beard oils, just so many different household essentials that are organic, that are all natural, and no chemicals at all whatsoever. Everything is either grown from my mother, or we get it local, or if we have to order it through a third-party company, then we definitely do our research on all the ingredients that we use just to keep it as holistic as possible. I believe in herb magic. I do a lot of spells and rituals at my house, and so we do utilize these herbs for that as well. Candle magic. I love candle magic. I love journaling. I love writing to my ancestors. I love giving offerings to my ancestors, all those type of things. And we utilize all these things that we use for More Natural in our personal lives as well. And so it's really beautiful. I really feel connected with what I do with More Natural and the business that we've created. And like I said, that was January 2019, and it's April 2021. So we've been doing this for about 2 years, and I just absolutely love it. I love our customer base. We have people who all over the place, literally in California and New York and Florida and Kansas, Nevada, Iowa, like all types of places hit me up and say, I love your products. I love what they've done. We have people here that will buy care packages and send them out to people, or we do raffles, things like that. So definitely, if you would like to follow us on social medias, more_natural is our Instagram. We have a More Natural Kitchen, and More Natural Fitness. So we are a brand all in all. We love to work out. We love to stay active. We love to do adventurous things and activities. We love to cook great, healthy, delicious food. Sometimes it's vegan, sometimes it's vegetarian. Sometimes I fall off and I just eat whatever I want, and that's just what it is. But we always strive to eat the best and be the most mindful with what we're putting in our bodies. Always, always, always. I feel like my sister, actually really a combination of everybody has brought me to this. So my mother, she barely ate any meat. So raising me, I could barely, I probably count on both my hands the amount of times that I've seen her eat meat. She was so repulsed by meat and touching it and smelling it. And then my dad, on the other hand, was a super meat eater, kind of still is to this day, trying to get him away from, all the meat. But it's definitely been interesting to see that there are different lifestyles, and I feel like I've gotten the best of both worlds, been able to see the differences and the health choices that they've made and how it's affected them and how it could possibly affect me. And that's why we just try to be as mindful as possible when we're putting things in our body. You know, you crave things, you want things that aren't always good for you, and that's okay sometimes, but also know how to do the balance and eat those things, not too much, but then detox, drink your water, drink, you know, exercise, keep your body moving, keep your body circulating so that you can get those toxins back out of your body. My oldest sister, she is spiritual, very spiritual. That's actually who kind of brought me into this, and she's a Pisces. So yeah, she's definitely like the epitome of like the spirituality and stuff, and I love her. And she's very she's always down. She's always down to try new things. She's always down to talk about these type of things with me when nobody else would, because my dad is very heavily Christian and he does not condone of these things, you know, and we just all kind of make our own choices. And so it is nice to be able, he's very intellectual too. So it's good to be able to go to him and talk to him and get his perspective on things. And it's good also to be able to go to her and talk to her and get her perspective. My mom is kind of in the middle. She, is more, she's a Moor, so she goes to the Moorish Science Temple of America, and she has that perspective, but she's also spiritual at the same time. And so I definitely, and then my sister, she is like was learning about the Israelites, and she's kind of going towards that. And so everybody's kind of like doing their own things, and so it's really nice and really cool to be able to talk to everybody and get their different perspectives on what they believe or what they want to see from within their family unit. And I think it's important for everybody to be able to have those different perspectives and still be able to come together and just be cool with each other. Like, everybody has different paths of life that they want to be on, and I don't think that we should say, oh, because you don't align with what I believe, then I don't want you in my life. That's just weird, actually, to me. I like to actually seek people that have a different perspective than me. I have a few friends that's atheists, you know, and that's not how I feel, but I definitely love to speak to them and get their perspectives. And a lot of times I do agree with the type of things that they're saying. That's still not what I believe, but that doesn't mean that they're wrong, because I don't know, you don't know, no, literally nobody knows what is. Nobody. You can say, oh, like, someone, you know, the spirit talked to me and told me blah blah blah, kind of stuff. Like, there's a lot of type of spirits, so really nobody knows. So really just go with what your own instinct is. And I feel like as you go through life and uh you pray and you commune with your ancestors, and you meditate and you connect with your higher self, and you read and you get other people's opinions, especially people's opinions that don't necessarily agree with you, then you will grow discernment for what you are going towards and what you agree with and the things that you don't agree with. And I think that that's beautiful, and I feel like that's just life. That's just like what life is. And yeah. I can't really think of much else to talk about on this first video. Like I said, I want to go through the different people that have kind of got me to where I am today. And um, this is really for my baby. And I'm sure that they will love it. And yeah, so for now, peace.